Hi, everybody. Mitch Sambam here. Thanks for joining me today. Today, I'm going to talk about a conundrum, which I think is going to be more common over time. So, for those folks, I'm going to share my screen here. For those folks who are a DoD cleared facility, as to say you have a secret or top secret or maybe confidential clearance, you're familiar with this form. It's called the SF-328, and it's the certification pertaining to foreign interests. What's new, besides the form, which is really always has been, if you have foreign interests, pretty obnoxious to fill out, um, is that it's now marked CUI when it's filled in. So top and bottom of each page, so they did that correctly, and who the control agency is, and blah blah blah. So if you're not prepared to handle CUI, how exactly do you handle this form? Well, that's a bit of a challenge. If you have existing contracts, then you're required to be compliant with 80171 anyway. If you have the 7012 DFARS clause in your contract, which most existing contracts do, so that's an interesting problem all by itself. You may not want to go back to the DCSA and say, we can't handle this. So lock it down as best you can, I guess. But if you go look at the actual form itself, you will see, the questions seem pretty innocuous, except for the fact that if the answer to any of these questions is yes, that you do have foreign ownership, or investors or management, then they've created just a gory amount of detail in terms of what it is you need to answer. So, if you have foreigners who are executives in the company, and hold a management position as a relative term, I suppose, because it says it's not limited to directors, officers, executive personnel, general partners, a senior management official. So any manager, I guess. So anyway, you have to attach all this information, and collecting that as a real pain in the ass. Up until now, this has only been required for cleared facilities. Come 2026, the story is, according to the government, that everybody who is a defense contractor, cleared or not, is going to have to complete this. Now, this is really simple if, in fact, the answer to all these questions is no, right? If you don't have any foreign people working for you in management positions, if you don't have any contracts with foreign organizations, if you are not owned by a multinational, then not a big deal. But if you do, or for that matter, have foreign customers, right? If you do, then you're gonna have to fill this out, and it's CUI, and it's a kind of a king size pain in the tushy to fill it out. So with all that, this is just a word to the wise. I think we're going to see more of these. That's my suspicion, because, and the challenge is, it may not be CUI before you hand it to the government, but it's going to be CUI the instant the government gets it, and the government, I think, is going to say, this is something you're doing on behalf of the government, and so therefore it's CUI even before you hand it to them. So if you have questions, need assistance, as always, please reach out to us. But until next time, stay safe. Thanks for listening.